Well, hello, welcome back. I'm Claire, this is Purple Poppy, and as you can see, we are again on Roxy's Journal of Stitchery. We've got a new prompt. Now, the prompt is not really an item, it's much more a colour. Right, I've just realised I've got green paint on my desk there, so I'm going to have a quick clean up and then I'll come back. Sorry about that. Those Tim Holtz sprays are fabulous, but they do get everywhere, and I didn't want green paint everywhere. So yeah, as I was saying, we've got a new prompt. If you haven't heard yet, it's not really an item, it's much more colour. So it's the, wintry browns and burgundy reds and rusts. So there's my 3 cottons. That's what I am going to be using. And I've dipped into my Edith Holden book, and I've got this lovely sort of, nipple wart and dock apparently. I don't know which one is which because I'm not very planty. And we've also got the dried seed winter version of the cow parsnip. So yeah, there you go, that's what we're about. So first things first, we're going to do some drawing. So I'm going to leave that sort of there so I can see what I'm about, but also it might be time for these poppy seeds and this beautiful, rusty autumn coloured bird that I did. Now we're on this page here, so I'm guessing, here we go again, let's take this centre bit out. It goes on forever, doesn't it? There you go, centre bit out, get rid of the rest of the book. Yeah, we've got our bird, and he does, fit on that page nicely. So I don't know, is he going to be below these? Is he going to be intermingled with these? I wonder if we have a little bit of everything going on. Maybe we don't even use him. Maybe. I don't really know. Rita, I don't really know. Right, so I'm going to get rid of the book because that's creating, a line. Am I even in focus, or are you just listening to me? No, we're all in focus, that's all good. So this is obviously going to be fairly simple to draw. I've got this big centre stalk, this one here, this big centre stalk, and then it's basically coming, not curved, Claire, not curved, curved that way. So that's all of those, and then we've got this, like this one here, so sort of stalky one, and then it comes up there, and that's gonna come down and be part of the same plant. And then it's got another one that breaks that way, so that's going to be fairly easy to stitch, isn't it? Because then we've just got these like stars on top of it, and some have got little round, well, of course these are easy straight stitches, these can be French knots. And then maybe our bird is going to sit, yeah, he'll sit in there. And then maybe we could get some of this coming up here, with all its little sort of bobbly bits going on here. yeah, I think, and then he'll be, as it were, our highlight of the page, our top layer, with all of these sort of dried bits underneath. I think that's basically where I'm going. Yeah. Now this is obviously rusts and oranges and browns, so that's fine. This one is much more light, and we have got this goldy light in there. So if I check my threads, oh, we want that sort of wheaty colour, don't we? That, how does that would sort of work? How does that work with him? See, now I feel against him that's much too light. That's, what about this one? It feels a bit orange against the drawing, but it feels better against him, and I think it's going to sit quite well in there, whereas I think this one's suddenly going to be a bit yellow. Or is it? Oh goodness me, I bet you're shouting at the camera. Do you know what, let's leave them all out and see how we get on, I think. So, how are you? What have you been up to? Have you started on your new prompt? Have you decided what you're going to do, or are you still mulling it over? There's a nice needle. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this for the stalk, and then I'm going to use this and this for those seedy bits. So we're going to start this side first of all and do all of this. Now this is a 6-strand cotton, so I'm going to break it down to 3 as I always do. No idea what stitch I'm going to do or anything. Probably my trusty straight back stitch type, split stitch even, we'll see. I really ought to be much more au fait with what the stitches are called and doing a wider selection, didn't I really? I mean, come on Claire, you've been at this for a couple of years now. You should be a little bit more with it. But then, I don't know, there's bits of me that are quite happy with the straight and back stitches. I've got a knot in that now, of course, but then it wouldn't be a video of mine if there wasn't thread with knot in, would it? Can we pull it, or is it a real knot? I think it's a real knot. Yeah, it's a real knot. So we're just going to snip it off. There we go. Get rid of that. This is my 3. And as always, it's technically miles too long anyway. So what difference will it make? You can probably hear Boo snoring in the background. She's laying on her throat, so she's got a bit of a wheeze type noise going on. I assure you, she's absolutely fine. So I'm going to put that there in case you've forgotten, but then I'm probably going to hold my work over it anyway. So what are you doing for your your stitchery. I've got to be honest and say I feel like we're really coming into my season now. I love the autumn colours and the dried grasses and all the seed heads. But not only that, because of where I live, we've actually now caught up with where we are in the year. So that's quite good. Claire, these stitches are getting a bit huge. Chill down, love. Stop racing up the stalk. That's better. So yeah, it just feels more comfortable, I think is the word. I look out of the window and I see the sorts of things that people are going to be working on. You know, things like these. Oops, that's the needle unthreaded. The dry grasses and the seed heads. So yeah, it's good. In fact, I was nearly a very naughty girl the other day. Hubby and I were at the, shush, don't tell me off, don't judge me, the drive-through of Starbucks. And on the greenery patch next to the roadway was all the seed heads. And I very nearly jumped out the car and grabbed a few, and I thought, no, I better not. Somebody's bound to tell me off. If only because I'm holding up the queue. But they were just classic. They were exactly what's on this drawn page, and I was like, yeah, could do with some of those in my life, but didn't, you know, I didn't do it. I thought it was a bit naughty. So I'm just splitting these stitches and working my way up this stalk. It's funny because it sort of feels like this, you know, summer, and bang, I feel like somehow between these two pages we missed a month or two. It's very, very strange. So it feels a little bit odd, I must be honest. Right, so we're at the end there of that one. So now I'm going to jump across to that one, and I'm going to try and just do it in one straight line, and then come up there and down, and get myself this sort of array of stalks, really, aren't they? Like that. That's that one. And then this one is much more sort of rounded. So I'm going to try and do this one in a couple of stitches. Well, it wasn't very rounded, Claire, was it? Oh well. And obviously at the moment it's not looking, well, it's looking sparse, which of course is what a lot of plants look like. at this time of year. Just want to do a bit of a knot just to tie all those together. Yeah, I'm not overly sad with that. I do feel that actually they might be a bit chunky. I might not be as happy with that as I could be. So I'm actually gonna cut that out. If you're not happy, you're not happy, Claire. And that's all there is to it. So I'm going to cut it out, and I'm going to do it with a single thread. So because I just think they're a bit chunky, and that's not really what I wanted. Let's take this off because that's driving me a bit mad. Right. I like the chunky for the stalk, but I want these in singles. So let's pull a single and see if that's now going to be too thin. It's going to be very bizarre. Don't usually stitch in singles. It's going to be like sewing cotton, isn't it? Oh, here we go with the drama of the needle threading. Right, let's have a look. Also, I think if I want to put some of that dark brown in, then it's going to make sense to have these little wispy lines. Oh yeah, that's much better. Much, much better. There we go. That's what we want. Much better. Yep. So if I go across now and do these ones, I'm just basically looking at the picture and trying to sort of feed some lines where these now semi-dead flower heads would be. Okay, and go over there because I can get my stalks in at a later date. That's the plan anyway. And you can probably hardly see that, but that's really working for me. I'm happy with that. And then we've got another one over here. Yeah, that looks much, much better. It looks nice and weird on the back. And I think before I go any further, I'm going to get a single strand of the darker one, this one, and I'm gonna do sort of a repeat, because if we look at this picture we can see there's sort of 3 different colours in there, isn't there? So let's find another thread. There's one. Right, so take the very pale orange out. Use this one. Okay. So yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. That makes me happy. Okay, so we got different colours, and then I'm going to again jump over here and just basically go back to all the plants that I've just done and do them again in this darker colour. Trying to stick to the right side as if it's semi-shadow. I don't know if that's right or wrong, but that's what I'm doing. Okay, and then this one, it's the underside. Yeah, see, now you can definitely see with the 2 colours in there. I think that works very nicely. Sorry, I thought there was another stitch there, but there isn't. It's just the pen line. And then this side. What do we think? Yeah, I like it. And I think what I'm going to do, I don't know if I've got, well, I should have enough, is I'm going to scoot over here to this thick trunk. It's not trunk, is it? Because it's not a tree. And I'm going to weave this orange through those quite large running stitches and just add another colour to the stem. So if you're in the UK, what are you watching in the evenings? Are you watching something on telly? We've just finished watching the new series Joan. I don't know if anybody else has been watching that or it's not your kind of thing. We loved it. I won't, because we are binge watchers, we have watched them all, even though it's still live. Yeah, see, I like that with that twisted colour. Just get it back on for those last couple of stitches. So I won't tell you how it finishes for anyone that's is watching it but hasn't got to the end yet, because I think on the actual telly or television, whatever you refer to it as, we're actually only on something like number 3, whereas, as I say, we're binge watchers, so we have 100% cheated and we've watched the whole thing. There you go. How do we think that's working out? I think it's not bad. I mean, obviously it's not exactly the same colours. I don't think it could be, could it? And then this one, I think I'm going to use both of these colours, but I'm also going to use a dark brown as well, and just try and bring in another colour as well. So it's going to be quite quick this week, isn't it? Mind you, that is good, because that means that next Sunday, rather than doing Roxy's journal, I can do the Just Because quilt, because if you saw it, you'll know that I stole this week's Just Because slot for Christmas. So, oh, 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I had to get Boo's chicken out of the oven. So yes, if you saw it, you'll know that I have stolen Friday's slot for Christmas. So video wise, I mean, I have been doing some in the background, but video wise I am behind on my Just Because quilt, so it's quite good that this is a quick jello stitchery one, because then I can steal back what can I steal back? A video slot. Goodness me. So now, looking at this picture, the dark brown ones don't go all the way, they're just extras at the bottom, so that's what I think we'll look at doing. It's very sort of Jennifer Closton stitching, isn't it? Busy bottoms, neat but busy bottoms. So yeah, so there you go. I do keep pressing into YouTube the hashtag Just Because Quilt, and I see there's lots of people doing it. And I've been promising you for weeks that I have nearly finished my heirloom quilt and that I'll do a video and show you. Well, I can tell you that I am currently stitching on the binding, so yeah, we really are almost there. So I'll be bringing that to you in a video very soon. I don't think I'll do a separate video on its own because it's only going to be, you know, show and tell, isn't it? Perhaps I'll put it on the beginning of a stitching video. So, and the Arty Farty Annie swap is underway now because that commenced on the 1st of October. I have done all mine. I just need to get them in envelopes and into the post box. But I mean, we've got till the end of December, so there really is no rush. I just know what I'm like at Christmas time, so I wanted to get them done. Right, so that is going to be all of my light orange. So I'll close that off, and then we'll have some mid orange like we did with the other two. But I think the mid orange this time I'm going to do, say, 2/3 of the way, and then the dark brown I'll just do like 1/3 of the way, if that makes sense. Trying to A, emulate the picture, but B, to look at, as it were, that the palest ones are probably the oldest ones, and you know, the ones that have died off the most, and the ones that have got some of this darker orange are not as dead, as it were, and then the brown ones are dead. Dead, Dave. No, sorry. I'm being silly. I'm always being silly. Okay, so let's have a look at this again. Also, I think it's always very difficult when you've got the pen marks underneath. It's quite hard to visualise, you know, what it's going to be like when they disappear. So if I start, as it were, about there, so it's about 2/3 of the way, and I'll come down, and then I'll do that one there. It's starting to like bush out a bit, isn't it, as it were? So that's the plan. That's the plan, Stern. And then I'll come back round and get all of the little sort of crosses and seed heads and things on separately. I think that's the plan. That's my plan anyway. Yeah, no, I like it at the different heights. That works for me. And I notice, like here, she's got this odd one. Now, I don't know if that's from that plant. I think it must be, because there's nothing on these ones. So, right, so I'm going to close this off. And now I want some of the, oh, what happened there, Claire? Oh, no, Joe. Joe, no. There you go, that's better. Okay. And now I want some of this very dark chocolate brown. Again, in the single thread. And I'm going to do little short ones. Like she's got that. Well, she's got one very long one. So, there we go. So, let's start this one there. And we're going to come now only about a third of the way. And maybe not everywhere. So that they're sort of more sparse than the others. Oh, what's happened there? Pulled that thread back through. And then she has got that really long one. So I think we're just going to do a really random long one up there. It's upside down, so let's have a look. Yeah, it's quite good really. Quite like that. So now, as I've got so much thread, I'm gonna do some spikes. Well, you know, those little crossy things. So it's gonna come there and there. And there. And there. But then I'm going to make it really weird and only give it 5, I think. Like that. Yeah. And then I'm going to do one here. And then this one. And this will be the last one, I think, in the chocolate brown. And then I think I'll do the rest in that sort of orangey colour. The mid-orange. Oh no, let's just get one over this side. . Yeah. Okay. They're all lighter, those ones. Right. I trim them off so I can't pull them back through again. Yeah, I quite like it actually. And then I think the darker orange, I'm going to now use 2 strands. 1, 2, and I'm going to, well, apparently I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do some little French knots to represent those more sort of seed heady, roundy bits there. So and I'm going to do them on the orange ones. So I'm going to do, what's she got, 2s or 3s? 2s. For some reason they're only in 2s. So 1, 2, 3, 4 I think we'll go for. Because I want them to be, oh, I've just stabbed Edith Holden. Sorry, love. And then she's got them at sort of different heights. So we'll have one there. 4 wraps again. Oh. Oh yeah, that works, doesn't it? Then we'll do 1 right on it. It doesn't look much when you start, but once you start building it up, it takes on a whole new dimension. I'm going to do that one a bit higher. I don't really care that it's not connected, if that makes sense. Oops. Come off our needle again. Pretty quiet, isn't it? Isn't it lovely? This is how it is 90% of the time here. All you can hear is the fan whirring and the dog snoring. It's fabulous. There is sometimes, obviously, later in the afternoon and weekends when the children are screaming in the street, or somebody's tooting their car horn or whatever, but most of the time it's like this. Listen. Silence. It's beautiful. Oh, apart from that fly, can you hear that fly? Okay. So she's got 4 in hers. I've just got 3. I think that's going to be acceptable. Tough if it's not. What is it? My work, my plan. Do you know, there was a minute there I panicked. I thought I'd done it all upside down. Right. So, I'm not going to bore you with doing the stalks. I can do them in my own time. Let's look at this. This is lovely. So, we've got, these are the 3 colours that I had originally. I haven't done any of the red yet, so let's break out the red. Get new interesting colour in here. So, for these stalks, I think I'm going to use 3. 1, 2, 3. For some reason, I've had trouble splitting these today, haven't I? Doesn't usually happen, but obviously got a bit overzealous with myself. And I think in the way that I've wrapped the dark orange around the light, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out one of these red, so I've only got 2, and I'm going to add in, where's it gone? I'm going to add in one of the chocolate brown. Oh, actually, do you know what? Let's add in 2 of the chocolate brown. There you go. So we've got 4 rather than 3. And let's just twist them back together. Okay. There's the needle. There's the brown. And tie them together and then pull that all the way. Now it's interesting because the brown is obviously shorter than the red. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to go back to our basic like running stitch or back stitch, but we're going to do it in this double colour. Get that really rich dark red coming through. We're doing giant stitches again, Claire. It's a beautiful colour. Talking of colour, I'm sure by now you've all seen the video that Christine did, where she used the intense blocks, excuse me, to dye her own yarn. Absolutely enthralled by that. Something I'd really like to have a little go at, to be honest. I need to find myself some white thread. Yeah, love it. So this one is the one that we're following at the moment. And it's made it quite nice and thick because I've got the 4 strands, and of course we've technically created our own colour, which is also lovely. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a combination of little crosses and little French knots and all sorts of things up and down, just to represent those odd little flowers, or seed heads that remain. And go back down the other side. I'm half listening for the postman. I'm expecting a parcel, as always. This time from my swap partner for the swap program that I'm doing with the Treasured Page. So if anybody wants to do paper swaps rather than stitchery, that's a great place to look. Mel does a fantastic job of coordinating everything for you, and she's now got worldwide groups, so it's not just the UK. And to obviously help with the postage, she does put people into whatever sort of local group. So if you're in the UK, you would only get UK partners and so on and so forth. So I don't know if people are doing swaps much anymore. When I very first started on my little journey, mind you that was pre-COVID, everybody was doing swaps, swapping ATC cards, swapping actual journals, just swaps galore. But now they don't seem to be. Fabulous, rich dark colour, love it. So 2 red, and 2 brown. Oh, again. Just make sure that I've got them. Oh, they appear to be this. Oh no, not quite. quite the same length. Right. Oh, nearly got it all in one hit there. Did you see that? Oh, goodness me. No, now it's all split. There you go. That wasn't so bad, was it? So, back down here. I think I'm going to start actually at the top here, just because I can and I want to. Sorry, I'm not chatting, am I? I do apologise. Sometimes you just sort of get into the stitching zone and you forget that you're doing a video and you're supposed to be talking. Oh dear. Crazy, crazy. I had actually, talking of Jennifer Cleaston earlier, I had notification of one of her videos pop up the other day. Now, I've not had one of them for a long time. I must go and have a look. I don't know if she's not doing as many videos as she was, or if it's just YouTube playing silly beggars. But yeah, I'm sure I used to get a notification almost every day, didn't I? Did we used to watch her every day, or did I dream that? Don't know. I know I was watching Corinne this morning, who's, well, this morning for me, I mean, probably, you know, a good few days ago for her. She's currently caring for her dad, isn't she? In the middle of shooting off for retreat, so she's a very, very busy lady. And I see she's on a November panel in her Just Because quilt. I, as you know, last week jumped from September to October and then back again. I do like that. I've never mixed cottons like this before. I'm sure you all have. I'm sure I'm very late to the party and all that. But yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, especially for what I'm trying to achieve here. Right, let's get rid of that. Let's do this last bit of stalk, and then I think, because I want to mix it up, I'm just going to do some plain brown ones coming up and down, because if you look at this, she's got so many different colours, at least 4. So I think that's what I'll do. I'll do some plain brown ones, then maybe even some rusty ones. And just keep feeding it up. Want it really, really full, you know. And we've got some going off in different directions, you know. So I want to do that as well. But I think you're probably more than done with my stitching at the moment, so I'm probably just gonna finish this length of thread, and then actually you're not going to see this one, are you, because Birdie's going to be sitting here. And then I'll leave you to your busy lives, I think. Right. Sorry, I've got a needle in my mouth. Okay. So there's our two pictures. This is what I've morphed it into. And then, so far. And then he is going to sit, yeah, see, although I could move him up a bit and then you would see it. I need to think about that, don't I, as I'm working through there. Can you even see him? Of course you can. So there you go. So I'm going to leave you there. I'll do some more as homework, and then I think probably next Sunday will be Just Because quilt, but I'll give you a quick peek at this, and who knows, maybe I'll give you a peek at the Ellen quilt as well. Take care. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you very soon. Ta-ta for now.